Hello and welcome. Before we begin, I want to acknowledge the first peoples of my beautiful country, Australia, the traditional owners of the Yugambeh land I live and work on, and pay my respects to the elders, past, present, and emerging. Today I'm going to take you through an art process that allows you to express your emotion, whatever emotion it is, on paper. I think it's really important not to bypass our emotions, not to push them down or shunt them aside and try to be all happy la-la in an attempt to make them go away. Because my experience, they don't go away. Instead, they sit inside you and fester and show up in countless not so fun ways. This process is about acknowledging you have an emotion, especially if it's one you perceive as being negative, and expressing it on paper so you can see, feel, maybe even hear it, taste it, smell it, touch your emotion. By giving your emotion that space, that presence, that witnessing, you will be more capable of letting it go. Before we go any further, make sure you have a piece of paper and some coloured art supplies in front of you. I will be using oil pastel because I find them grounding. They are both sticky and smooth and can be laid on thick, and I find it really suits when I'm working with anxiety in particular. You can work with whatever medium you prefer or feel drawn to. Chalk pastels, watercolour, pencils, paint. Follow your own intuition or just go with what is available to you right now. Even a graphite pencil or ballpoint pen can be used to get it out of you. We will be doing what I call an emotion mandala. A mandala is literally circle in Sanskrit. So what that means for us today is we will be drawing a circle and putting our emotion into it. Therefore, you could also have a compass or a plate to draw the circle, or you can just freehand. This isn't about being perfect or having a perfect circle. This is just about creating a container within which we can dump our emotions safely and freely. I am primarily doing this in response to the emotions that may be arising for you with the entire pandemic situation we find ourselves in at the beginning of 2020. But it can be used for any emotion that comes up, now and in the future. I'm going to put on a video of some waves now and guide you through a short visualization to tap into your emotions. And when we come out of the visualization, we will go straight into the art process. For now, I'd invite you to close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths in and out. Slow your breathing down. Relax your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. Allow yourself this moment to fill your lungs through your nose as much as you can. Hold it for a beat and then release your breath slowly through your mouth. Do that again, in through the nose, as full as you can make your lungs. Hold it and then release it slowly, pushing as much air out of your lungs as you can. One last time in through your nose, hold it, and out through the mouth. As your breath returns to normal, I'd like you to think about your most prevailing emotion right now. Perhaps it's fear, anxiety, anger, sadness, grief. It could be a lovely emotion like love, happiness, joy, calm. And you can use those in this process. However, we don't usually want to let those ones go. And today, this is about expressing those emotions we really don't want to carry around with us anymore. So tap into one that you want to release, or at least lessen if you can. When you found that emotion, where did you find it? Where is it sitting in your body? Is it in your head, your heart, your gut, your bowels? Perhaps you feel it at your feet or in your lower back. If you don't actually feel it in your body, just go with the first place that came to mind when I asked, and trust that is where it is sitting. Perhaps it's actually outside of you, floating around in your aura or above your head. Perhaps it is anchored in the ground. Wherever it is, just notice it. Does it have a shape? Is it a solid shape, or is it pulsating? Is it moving around, or is it staying in the one spot? Does it have soft or blurred edges, or is it sharp and angular? What colour or colours come to mind when you pay attention to this feeling? If it could speak to you, what is one thing it might say? Now I would invite you to thank the feeling for being here today and giving you a message. Give it some breath. As you breathe in, imagine that breath going right into the emotion, swirling around, and then breathe it out of you. Acknowledge its existence in your body and let it know you're going to draw it out of you now. And you appreciate what it is trying to do for you, whether it's trying to keep you safe, keep you sane, keep you from doing something scary. No matter what it's trying to do for you, thank it and let it know you're going to draw it out. And let it know it's okay for it to stay out of you now. You have received its message. You are grateful for its message. And now it is okay for it to leave your body. Because now you can move on with this message in your awareness, and the emotion attached to the message is free to go. I invite you to come back into the room now, feeling the chair or floor underneath you, the air on your skin. Notice any sounds around you, and gently open your eyes and choose the first colour you think of or are drawn to when you think about boundaries and safety. Like the walls to your house, you're going to draw a circle now for your emotions, round and round, nice and thick, so the emotions can be contained within this safe space and can be expressed however they want to be expressed. With the circle complete, I want you to tap back into that shape, that colour, that feeling from the visualization and start making marks inside the circle. It may not end up being the same colour you saw in your visualization. There may only be one colour, or there may be many colours. Just go with whatever comes to mind first and start putting down marks. Maybe it's swirly, maybe it's spiky, maybe they are geometric shapes all joined into a mishmash of colour. Perhaps it's nothing but scribble, or maybe there's a symbol that shows up, like a flower or heart or stars. Whatever wants to come out as you tap into this feeling, let it. Take as much time as you need now to put all of this emotion into the safe confines of this circle. If you need more time, just pause the video, or if you fill up the circle and you feel like there is still more that needs to come out, then do another circle and fill that too. Do it as many times as you need until you feel like you have emptied your body of the emotion. There are two schools of thought with art therapy, one being that the act of doing art is what has the healing effect. The other school of thought is that the processing of the art afterwards and using the art as a means to focus the exploration is what helps. Myself, I agree with both these schools of thought. I think each one is valid and that each one has as much value as the other, and that one can be used alone or they can both be used together. Today we're just using the first one, letting the act of doing the art be the means by which we can allow some healing to happen. By allowing our emotion, this visual expression, we allow the energy to shift, and hopefully this will help lighten your load. And the beauty of it is, you can do this over and over as many times as you need to, for as long as you need to do it, until the emotion is released. If you discover the emotion is back again tomorrow, do the process again, and you might find it slightly different this time, or maybe it is just the same. The aim here is to allow the emotion space and expression, and not try to avoid it or push it down with things that probably aren't going to be helpful for us. For instance, I love to shove my emotions down with heavy, dense carbs, and that's not very good for me. When you feel like you've purged as much of the emotion as you can out of your body, you have a number of different options. I tend to keep mine in an art journal, like an homage to the beautiful intricacy of the human experience. Though sometimes I feel the need to do something more ritualistic with the releasing of the emotion, in which case I might fold it up. And if I'm going to do that, I always fold it away from me, symbolic of me releasing it and moving it away from my body. Sometimes if I fold it, I might bind it to contain it even more. I might simply throw it in the bin, or I might bury it with the knowing that the earth transforms, and my emotion will thus be transformed. When it's anger, I might rip it up using my voice as well. Finally, there is also the option of burning it, which is one of my most favourite things to do with just about anything. Fire transforms as well, but a lot quicker than the earth does. Fire works fast, leaving a residue that can then also be gifted to the wind to be blown away from you, to the water to be washed away from you, or be gifted to the earth with thanks to its nurturing, supportive energy. Again, just follow your intuition. Follow your first thought. Even if it seems silly, just try it and see how it feels and how it turns out. You can also do some written journaling around the mandala as well if you feel the need to. Write down any thoughts or insights you had during the process, or write the story of what the emotion was about, or write down the message your emotion gave. Lastly, I ask you to acknowledge that now there is this empty space in you where once this emotion squatted. And rather than allow just anything to fill it up, I would gently offer you to fill it with love or laughter. Give yourself a hug, or go hug someone you love and allow that love to fill the space. Or watch some funny videos of cats and dogs and allow the laughter and joy to fill that space. I will do another emotion mandala at a future date that will focus on filling these spaces. Perhaps it'll be more like a vision board mandala, actually. But for now, this video has been long enough, so I wish you much curiosity. Curiosity, because I hope you take the curiosity and explore yourself and explore what does and doesn't work for you, so you can gift yourself with some healing through art. I hope this video helps you, even if it's just for right now, in this small beat of a moment. I would love to see any emotion mandalas you do, so please feel free to come on over to my Facebook group, The Creative Cauldron, and share it. Until next time we meet, be safe, be healthy, be wild.